Okay, hi kids. Okay, there is nothing much I'll be doing in this session. Nothing is forceful. So if you want, you can watch, or else you can leave it. There is nothing much I'll be teaching in this. So I'll be solving some questions based on dimensional analysis or like logical guessing, something like that. So if you look at the first question, I have taken questions from February, March, and July of 2021. So let me see how many I can do. I'll try to finish it in less time. So if you look at the first question says something like 2 stars, masses, and whatever it is, the time period. So time period. So by dimensional analysis, I can see from the options itself that like all 4 are not similar. So by dimensional analysis, I can eliminate some. Now by dimensional analysis, I could eliminate option 3 and 4. That how I did is, I know dimensions of acceleration will be this much. Now if I want to find the dimensions of time, what I need to do? Now dimensions of acceleration includes length and time power minus 2. So I have to remove length. Now how I can remove the dimension of length? When I divide a by length, right? So a has L t power minus 2. When I divide with length, then I'll be getting t power minus 2, right? So that's how I'll be getting t power minus 2. But what I need t. So how to get that? So this term is t power minus 2. If I take square root, I will be getting t power minus 1. If I invert it, I will be getting time. So time period must be having these dimensions. So from there I can see these two can't be the answers. Now out of these two, one has to be the answer. And so it's like generally the time period, when you are doing time period, 2 pi will be coming in the numerator, but that's not a good way for me to say, but it's likely, this is likely to be the answer rather than this. But at least you have eliminated the probability of getting wrong answer, right? So if none of the option can be eliminated, it's like whatever you will be marking, it's like the probability of getting right is 1 by 4 if you are guessing it. But now you remove these two. Now one of these two will be correct. So the probability of you getting the right answer is increased by twice, right? Now it became 50. 1 by 2. So going to the next question. The next question says, in the figure, a mass m is In the figure, a mass m is attached to a horizontal spring fixed on one side. The spring constant, the mass oscillates on a frictionless surface. When the mass is in equilibrium position, that is when it is having maximum speed. Another mass m is gently fixed on it. So what will be the amplitude of new oscillation? Now looking at the options, I will be going with what will happen if small m is 0. What will happen if small m is 0? You will be changing nothing, so amplitude will be remaining same. So when I do that, if small m equal to 0, the answer must be equal to a. That's obvious. Now out of all four options will give a if you substitute small m equal to 0. So I can't do much by substituting small m equal to 0. Now if small m is very large, the meaning is you are keeping very high mass on this. So what will happen? It will immediately stop. So the amplitude will become 0. Now from there I can eliminate options A and C. Options A and C I can eliminate from there. Options A and C I can eliminate by seeing like what will happen if small m is tending to infinity. It is not going to be 0. But option B and option D are going to be 0. Now out of those two, I have seen like what will happen if these two masses are equal. If these two masses are equal, you can see this is going to infinity. Now obviously it can't go to infinity because its energy can't be greater than the earlier one. So this is going to be eliminated. Now by m equal to 0, I eliminated these two. By putting small m equal to capital M, I eliminated this. So this will be my right answer. Now the next one, it's a direct dimension analysis question. So you need to find what are the dimensions of beta. And W is work done. So what are the dimensions of work done? Work done is same as energy dimensions. So alpha into beta square dimensions will be same as work done dimensions, which will be energy dimensions. Now e power something that must not be having any dimension. So x square and alpha xt must be having same dimensions. Now what is kt? Kt you must have seen like half kt, that is energy, right? Energy. So kt will be having dimensions of energy. Now from here what I need to find dimensions of beta, but there are two variables, alpha and beta, two things which we don't know. So but I don't have to find alpha and substitute here. That I don't want to go by that lengthy way. So what I will be doing, I will be eliminating alpha, that is like by multiplying these two terms, right? So I will be getting x square beta square equal to alpha and alpha will get cancelled, x square beta square equal to e into e, which is e square. So from here beta dimensions will be same as energy by length dimension, so which will give you option 2. Now I didn't go by traditional way. traditional way is always there, like you will be assuming like m power x, l power y and stuff, right? Whatever. So none of the questions I'll be doing in the traditional way. So if you want to get some questions in traditional way, suppose this question, you can get it in traditional way, but I am not going to do it in traditional way. Now by looking at the options now, the thing is I have to find angular frequency. Angular frequency is 1 by t dimensions. Now I want to see like which of the options will be having dimensions of 1 by t. Now for that what I can see here epsilon d square q square is coming. So the first thing which comes into my mind is kq square by d square, which is same as k includes epsilon naught, right? So 1 by epsilon naught q square by d square dimensions will be same as force. Now so acceleration dimensions will be this much. Now you can go in any way. I am comfortable with kinematics, so time period will be root of 2h by g, root of 2h by g. I have seen it many times. Now you can see like dimensions of this one will be same as time dimensions, that is root of length by acceleration. Root of length by acceleration. When I substitute by acceleration, instead of length I just substituted d, because that's the only thing of length dimensions in the given question. So instead of h I will be substituting d. The 2 doesn't matter for dimensions, right? I just mugged up this formula, so I took it back. So this will be the dimensions of time, but what I need dimensions of 1 by t, which is inverse of this. So from there I can see option 2 and 4 is going to be wrong. Option 2 and 4 is going to be wrong. Only one of 1 and 3 must be right. Now again, this question also you can directly see by dimensional analysis you can eliminate these two. So out of these two, one must be right. Now this is not so accurate solution for if you ask me, but I'm taking the risk. I'm assuming like there are no other variables like 1, because here 15 will be having some dimensions, 2 will be having some dimensions, because x you are subtracting x and t, so you can't do that, and those are in sign, so this must not have any dimensions, this must not have any dimensions. This 15 will be having a dimension of 1 by length, this one will be having a dimension of 1 by time. So but I'm assuming like there are no constants as such here. Now you can see v into t is coming and you are adding with theta. Theta is dimensionless, but v into t is not dimensionless. And e power minus x square, again that is again having dimensions, so this is going to be wrong. Now e power x, that will be having dimensions, so I am assuming like that will be having dimensions, and it is going to be wrong. Now sin x cos omega t, I am assuming like that will be having dimensions. Omega into t won't be having dimensions, but sin x will be having dimensions, right? So that's how I will be that's how I eliminated options 2, 3 and 4. Yeah, sometimes it's that I know the answer, so I tend to get the answer. So you try to do it by yourself without knowing the answer. So whatever feels logical for you, that's it. You don't have to follow what I said. Now going to the next question, you need to find the distance. And this is given. So I'll be finding, now you can look at the options. Options are in terms of V0 and alpha, right? So I'll be finding alpha dimensions. M into A is m L by T square dimensions will be same as alpha L square dimensions. So from here alpha dimensions is this much. Velocity dimensions, you know, L by T. Now what I need time. Now if you see, I need distance. So how to get the distance dimensions from here? You can go by traditional way, but the easy way you can see is here 1 by t square is there, here 1 by t is there. So how I can eliminate these two? I can square and I can divide. So that's what I will be doing. I will be squaring v and I will be dividing these two. Then I will be getting a dimension something like this. But what I need to do? I need to make it dimension of length. There is no way I can do it. But at least let me see how to get the dimension of length. If the alpha by v square is m by l cube, then v square by alpha will be l cube by m. If I take whole power 1 by 3, then v square by alpha whole power 1 by 3. V square by alpha whole power 1 by 3. That will be giving length by some mass will be there, mass dimension will be there, mass power 1 by 3. Now if you look at the solution, in the solution also they are getting mass power 1 by 3, and they said most probable answer is going to be D. That we can guess even by dimensional analysis. We don't have to solve it entirely. Now how I eliminated this is by dimensional analysis. V0 and A, V0 by alpha won't be having the same dimension as, anyway, that you can see it must be of the form v square by alpha at least in order to eliminate time. So that I can eliminate by dimensional analysis. Now even here power 1 by 2 is there, but I know it has to be power 1 by 3. So basically I eliminated all the 3 options in this. I got the right answer. Now in the next question, they are saying like initially the speed is u, compartment is going, right now the speed is u, when it is crossing the other end the speed is v. So what is the speed at the midpoint? Now what I am doing is I am assuming it is moving with constant velocity, that is acceleration is 0. So final velocity must be equal to initial velocity, which must be the velocity at any point. So at the midpoint also its velocity has to be u only. So the answer has to be u when acceleration is 0, that is when v equal to u. Now if I substitute in the options, if I substitute here, I will be getting root of u square plus u square by 2, which will be u. This one also will be u, but this will be 0, this will be 0. But what I know, when I substitute v equal to u, I must be getting the answer as u itself, because if it is moving with a constant velocity, at the midpoint also its velocity has to be u itself. So from there I can eliminate option 2 and 4. So one of the option 1 and 3 must be right. Now in the next question, Planck's constant kinetic energy, electric potential, linear momentum. So I'll be looking at these options. Now you can see A is having option 3, 2, 1, 3, 4, 3, 2, 2. Yeah, right. Now I'll be finding Planck's constant. Now there are various formulae including involving Planck's constant, but I remember this one, mvr equal to h by 2 pi. mvr equal to h by 2 pi. So n and 2 pi are the constants there. So without any dimension. So h will be having same dimensions as angular momentum. So that will be m L square t power minus 1. So from there Planck's constant will be having these dimensions. Now that is A will be having 2. Now out of all these options, A has 2 only for this one. A has 2, A has 3 here, A has 2 here, A has 1 here, A has 3 here. So you don't have to check the remaining obviously, right? But if you feel there is some doubt, then you can go for kinetic energy and you can check the next one also. But generally you need to believe in yourself, especially during the exam, right? So you can mark it and you can go to the next question so that you can save time. So the next question again, I can see 4 pi epsilon naught and q square. Whenever I see 4 pi epsilon naught and q square, I will be remembering this formula. So from here, q square by 4 pi epsilon naught will be having what dimensions? Q square by 4 pi epsilon naught will be having a dimensions of f into d square. Now h into c, I remember h, whenever I see h into c, I will be remembering this energy, hc by lambda. So h into c will be having a dimension of energy into d. So what I need to divide kq square and h into c. When I divide kq square and h into c, that is f d square by E into d, f d square by E into d. Now f into d is energy dimension, energy into d by energy into d, so it will be having no dimensions. From there you will be getting it as option 1. Now if you go by traditional way, that is going to be little lengthier than this, but you will be getting the right answer. Now the next question, they are saying like it is coming with kinetic energy velocity with alpha and this angle is beta. Now what is the relation between their kinetic energies if this angle is alpha and this angle is beta? Now I am going to do something such that if alpha will become equal to beta, the meaning is there is no electric field in this question. If I make there is no electric field, if I make it like thin and no electric field, now you can see alpha will be equal to beta, then kinetic energy ratio will be 1:1. So when alpha equal to beta, then kinetic energy ratio must be equal to 1:1. This is not such a direct question to understand, but yeah, still we can try to do it without actually we can't do it, but at least we can eliminate two options without actually solving the question. Now if alpha equal to beta, then it must be of 1:1 ratio. So by that I can eliminate these two options, because if alpha equal to beta, it is not 1:1, but these two are 1:1. So from there I can eliminate two options, that is I can increase my probability of getting the right answer by guessing. Now if you look at the next one says you need to find gravitational force. So fourth dimensions will be this one. So I can eliminate only one option, but at least that's better than unable to eliminate none of the options if I don't know how to solve. The next question goes like you need to find dimensions of alpha. Now again, I think the similar question has appeared just above, right? So work done will be having same dimensions as energy. So energy dimensions will be alpha square beta. Now these two must be having same dimensions, that is beta x square must be equal to dimensions of k into t. K into t you must have seen like it must be dimensions of energy. So this is from here, this is from here. Now what I need to find the dimensions of alpha. I don't need the dimensions of beta. Now what I can do, I can divide so that beta dimensions will be getting cancelled. So x square by alpha square will be equal to no dimensions, energy by energy dimensions will be 1. So x square dimensions will be same as alpha square dimensions, right? So from there we will be getting option 2. The next question, you need to find time period. Now you can see g, small g and r are coming into picture. So I am going to see how the time period will be depending on g and length. So I remember this from kinematics, I have used it already, again I am bringing it back. So it must be of this form to get time dimensions, right? So root of r by g, root of r by g. So from there I can clearly see this is the only thing which is matching with these dimensions. So this is going to be the right answer. I can eliminate remaining 3. Eventually I got it correct by dimension analysis without solving. Now in this question you need to find what is the RMS current. Now suppose I2 is 0. Now suppose I2 is 0, then it will turn out to be I equal to I1 sin omega t. No, you know when it is of the form I equal to I1 sin omega t, then RMS value will be I1 by root 2. So if I2 equal to 0, then RMS value must be I1 by root 2. Now if I2 is 0, I2 is 0, I2 is 0, I2 is 0, I will be checking what will happen. And you can eliminate this one because you can clearly see this is current square dimensions, right? So from directly I can eliminate option 2. Now option A is going to be, I mean, when you substitute I2 equal to 0, it is turning out to be I1 by root 2. So you can't do much. When you substitute this one 0, then you are getting I1 by 2. But you know the answer must be I1 by root 2. So you can eliminate this one also. This one you eliminated by dimensional analysis. This one you eliminated by seeing what will happen when I2 is 0. Now what about this one? If you substitute I2 equal to 0, then you are getting I1 by root 2. So by substituting I2 equal to 0, you can eliminate only this one. Similarly, I1 equal to 0 if you substitute, I think still you can't eliminate these two. Now this is not a general way, but I think I can take risk. Now I have eliminated 2 options, so I am going to take risk and I am trying to see like what will happen if I1 is negative and I2 is 0. So if I1 is negative or positive, then the IRMS must be positive only. So from there I can understand this can't be the answer, because if I2 is 0 and I1 is negative, then I am getting RMS value as negative. That is not the exact right way, but still I can take risk because I have eliminated 2 options. So this is going to be my right answer. Now the next question goes like the magnitude of increase in density when pressure is applied. So you need to find what is the increment in density, that is the dimensions must be having density dimensions. Increment in density will be having the dimensions of density itself. Now first of all I will be finding what is the bulk modulus dimensions. It is change in pressure by change in volume by volume, right? So this won't be having any dimension, so bulk modulus will be having same dimension as pressure. Now if I want to get dimensions in terms of density, then K by pressure, it must be K by pressure. K by pressure will be having no dimensions, and numerator, in the numerator it must be density, right? So these two won't be having, because density is in the denominator. So these two won't be having the dimensions of density, so I can eliminate these two by dimensional analysis. Now out of these two will be having same dimensions as density, because P and K will be having same dimensions. Now I can eliminate these two by dimensional analysis. Now how I eliminated this? And I marked this as right answer. I have seen what will happen when K tends to infinity. What does it mean by K tends to infinity? Change in volume is 0. No matter what is the pressure you will be applying, change in volume is 0. So if change in volume is 0, the meaning is density is remaining same. So when K tends to infinity, answer must turn out to be 0. That is, the change in density has to be 0. Density is remaining same. So when K tends to infinity, which of these options is going to be 0? Only this option is going to be 0. This is going to be infinity. So this is wrong answer. This is right answer. How I concluded this is right answer over this? By checking the extreme condition of when K tends to infinity. Now similarly, this one, I think, yeah, this one, if you go by normal method, I think you may be getting it more quickly. But still, for those people who don't know, force is inversely proportional to R cube. So I can write force equal to some constant by R cube. This constant will be having dimensions. Now what are the dimensions of this constant? This force dimensions are ml by t square. This radius is length cube. So K dimensions will be ml4 by t square. Now you know there are only two variables here. So answer must be depending on those two variables and maybe mass also, right? So those two variables, because time period depends on the acceleration. Now if this is the force, if I want to find the acceleration depends on the mass of the body. So it's like it depends on these three factors. Now what I am doing is, I think I must have done it more legibly. So these are the dimensions of K. Now what are the dimensions I need? I need time period dimensions. So what dimensions I need to eliminate? I need to eliminate mass as well as length. Now in order to eliminate mass, what I can do, I can divide K with m, so that I will be getting L power 4 t square. Now I eliminated mass dimensions by dividing with mass. Now I need to eliminate length dimensions. How I can eliminate length dimensions? By dividing with length power 4. This one, if I divide with length power 4, I will be getting a dimension of 1 by t square. But what I need t dimensions. So t dimensions will be root of m r power 4 by k. But anyway, they didn't ask about mass and k, this thing. So they are asking only how t is related to r. It is t is proportional to r square. Now the next question, 4 identical solid spheres each of mass and radius a is placed, solid spheres, and axis is this one. So this is the figure they are saying. Now this is the figure. Now I am checking the extreme conditions when b becomes 0. Now when b becomes 0, the meaning is the square is of side length 0. The meaning is when you make a square of side length 0, then each sphere will be coming onto one another. One sphere, second sphere, third sphere, fourth sphere. So total moment of inertia will be 4 times of each sphere's moment of inertia, right? So when b is tending to 0, you can see all the 4 will be coming onto one another. So total moment of inertia will become 8 by 5. Now out of 4 options, which is giving you 8 by 5 when you substitute 8 by 5 ma square, when you substitute b equal to 0, a won't be giving and d won't be giving. A and d will be giving 4 by 5 ma square. So I can eliminate these 2 options. How I can eliminate those 2 options? By seeing what is happening at b equal to 0. Now how can I, when you substitute b equal to 0, these 2 are coming out to be 8 by 5 ma square. So I can't eliminate these 2. Now I will be checking when a equal to 0. Now what does it mean by a equal to 0? A equal to 0 in the sense this will become point masses. This will become point masses. So when this becomes point masses, the moment of inertia of these 2 points masses will be 0. This one will be mb square, this one will be mb square. So totally 2mb square. Now which one will give you 2mb square when you substitute a equal to 0? This one will give you 2mb square. So this is going to be right answer, this is going to be wrong answer. And it's not like we are guessing it without knowing anything. You must be having some idea to guess some of the questions. Now the next question, a temperature. You need to find what is the temperature here when this temperature here is theta 2, theta 1 and this resistance is R1 and R2, right? So anyway, you can see by symmetry or whatever it is, like if these 2 resistors are equal, then this temperature must be average of it, right? By symmetry you can conclude that. So I am seeing, like, I understood when if R1 equal to R2, then this temperature must be theta 1 plus theta 2 by 2. When R1 equal to R2, then answer must be theta 1 plus theta 2 by 2. Now which of the 4 options will be giving theta 1 plus theta 2 by 2? Now if you see option A and B, when you substitute R1 equal to R2, it is not going to give, these 2 are not going to give theta 1 plus theta 2 by 2. So I eliminated these 2. So these 2 will be giving theta 1 plus theta 2 by 2. So I can't eliminate these 2. Now I know these 2 are not the answers by seeing the condition, by seeing what will happen when R1 equal to R2. Now I want to find one of these answers is correct. Now how I will be doing is, I will be taking this resistance as 0. If this resistance is 0, then this temperature and this temperature is going to be same. So the answer has to be theta 1. When R1 equal to 0, the answer has to be theta 1. Now out of these 2, which one will give you theta 1 when R1 is 0? So if R1 is 0, this is going to be 0, this is going to be 0, R2 and R2 will get cancelled. So this one giving me theta 1. If R1 is 0, then it is going to give me theta 2, which is not going to be the right answer. I know if resistance is 0, then there must not be any temperature difference, right? So from there I can eliminate option D and I can mark option C as right. Now the next question, a large number of water drops, each of radius small r, are combining to form radius capital R. So some heat will be given and stuff. Now you can look at the options 2t by j, 2t by j, 2t by j and into 1 by r into 1 by r. So all are having same dimensions, so I don't have to bother about checking dimensions. But I can see one thing, what will happen if small r equal to capital R? The meaning is one drop is there. They said like many drops are combining and becoming one big drop. But if I take only one drop, what is happening? Then small r must be equal to capital R, right? Capital R must be equal to small r. Capital R must be equal to small r. The meaning is I am taking only one drop. So if I take only one drop and if it is there like that, then there is no heat. There is no heat came up because of the combination, right? So it must be 0. So when small r equal to capital R, it must be 0. From there I understood one of these 2 must be correct. These 2 won't be correct because these 2 are not 0. So if I assume capital R equal to small r, the meaning is there is only one drop, right? So if there is only one drop and it is like that, it won't be giving any heat. In this question, heat is getting generated because of the combination of the drops, right? So I can eliminate option 2 and 3. Now I can reduce the probability of getting wrong answer. Now the next one is, what are the dimensions of C by V, where C is capacity and V is voltage? Again you can go with your traditional method, but what I see is the formula which involves C and what other terms what I know easily are this is the energy equation, Q square by 2C equal to E. Here Q dimensions I know easily, energy dimensions I know easily. Whenever I see energy, I will be thinking of half mv square. That is easiest way for me. So for you there might be some other easier way. So for me it is energy dimensions are easy for me, Q dimensions are easy for me, so C dimensions must be same as Q square by E. Now similarly the other dimensions, V, voltage dimension, so again Q into V is same as energy dimension, so V dimensions will be energy by Q. Now what I need to find? I need to find C by V. So C I found, V I found, when I divide I will be getting Q square by E cube. So Q square is A into T, Q cube is A into T whole cube, energy square is half mv square dimensions, right? So ml square by ml by, okay, I think I did, okay, mv square, ml square by t square, ml square by t square whole square will be m square l power 4 by t power 4. So from there you will be directly getting the required answer. So that's a direct question, so I don't have to explain much in that. The next question, the length of metallic wire is L1 when the tension in it is T1, when L2 and L2 when the tension is T2. So you need to find what is the original length. And yeah, see, instead of L1 and T1, if you keep L2 and T2, instead of L2 and T2, if you keep L1 and T1, still the question meaning remains same. So the meaning is the answers must not vary if you interchange L1 and L2 and T1 and T2. Anyway, all the options will, if you interchange L1 and L2 here, you will be getting the same option. If you interchange L1, L2 and T1 and T2, you will be getting the same option. So all are symmetrical, so you can't do much with symmetric with respect to 1 and 2. Now I am going to do something here. I am assuming T1 is 0. So what does it mean by T1 is 0? So L1 is natural length. Similarly, I am assuming T2 is also 0. The meaning is L2 is also natural length. So the answer has to be, okay, T1 equal to 0 I assumed, so natural length is L1, T2 also 0 I assumed, so natural length is L2, so L1 and L2 both are equal and is equal to natural length, which I am assuming small l. Now answer must be L. Now first option will give you L plus L by 2, L plus L by 2, which is 2L by 2 L. So first option is giving correct answer. Second option also in 0. Okay, I think, yeah, you can't do much when it is getting 0 by 0 form, so I can't eliminate this also. So you can't do much here also, right? Oh, okay, I think I could have done, okay, I can't do much there, I don't know. If T1 equal to 0, if T1 is alone 0, the meaning is this tension is 0, so this is going to be natural length. So L1 is going to be natural length. So answer has to be equal to L1. So if T1 equal to 0, answer has to be L1. So I can eliminate A, because here it is going to be L1 plus L2 by 2, but I know the answer has to be L1. So I can eliminate A, but B, if T1 is 0, this one and this one will become 0, so it is coming to be L1. I can't eliminate A, I am getting L1. But what about this one? If T1 is 0, this one and this one is going to be 0, I am getting L1, so I can't eliminate that also. Now if T1 is 0, then I am getting minus L2, so I can eliminate this also. So I can eliminate option A and D. I can eliminate option D and A and D from here. I can eliminate option A and D from here. So how I eliminated option B then? Okay, I think it's going to be risk I have written, like it's not the exact way, but I have seen something like if T1 equal to T2, then L1 will be equal to L2 obviously, but there is tension in the string, so natural length can't be L1 or L2. Natural length can't be L1 or L2. Now if you substitute T1 equal to T2, then you L1 plus L2 you can take common, so you will be getting natural length as L1 plus L2. L1 plus L2, which need not be right. Okay, natural length, maybe it has to be less than. It has to be less than L1 or less than L2. If you remember, like it depends on the extension, right? So from there I can eliminate option B also. But I have taken that chance because I know some of the things like tension depends on the extension and stuff, but sometimes we may go wrong also, because sometimes we might be thinking so narrow. Now in this case, y is given as alpha x minus beta x square, so from there alpha dimensions are 1 and beta dimensions are 1 by length dimension, so I can eliminate this one from dimension analysis, because beta by alpha will be having some dimensions, but tan theta must not be having any dimension, so I can eliminate this one by dimension analysis. Now but I can't do much here, but I am taking some risk. It's purely risk, because you can see 4 is coming 2 times and 2 is coming 1 time, so most probably this is good. The option with 4 is going to be the right answer, and these 2 are coming in the denominator, so this is going to be the right answer. That's how generally people will like take risk, but I don't suggest you to take that risk, because there is nothing much logically we are doing there. This need not be the answer. It's just that I know the answer, so I am trying to put out that stuff. But what if this was the answer, or what if this was the answer? I can't convince you. So the next question, a cord is wound along. Okay, okay. There is something, and it is there is a thread and stuff. So they are saying what happens if this falls by a distance h? What happens? What is the angular velocity of the wheel when this falls by a distance h? When this falls by a distance h. So by dimension analysis, I can eliminate these 2, because these 2 won't be having dimensions as angular velocity. Angular velocity dimensions will be 1 by time. V equal to r omega, right? So 1 by time. So these 2 won't be having same dimensions of angular velocity. So I can eliminate these 2 by dimension analysis. Now what I will be checking, like out of these 2, which is going to be correct. Now if moment of inertia is 0, because that's the only, if I can make this one as 0, then I can see both options are going to be different, because this is going to be 2 by 2 and this is going to be 2 by 1. So what will happen if this moment of inertia is 0? If this moment of inertia is 0, it won't be having any kinetic energy, even though it has omega. Half I omega square is going to be 0. So when this falls by distance h, whatever kinetic energy is there, it will be kinetic energy of only mass. So when it falls by distance h, mgh equal to half mv square. Half mv square. So mgh equal to half mv square, or v equal to root of 2gh. So from there omega is turning out to be v square by r square, which is 2gh by r square. So when I is 0, angular velocity is turning out to be 2gh by r square. So out of these 2 options, which is going to give you right answer? If I is 0, this is going to be 2gh by r square. So this is going to give you the right answer. This is not going to give you the right answer. So by seeing what happens when I is 0, I eliminated this option and I got this as right answer. Now the next one, they are asking, at time t1 its activity is a, and another time t2 its activity is a by 5. So I can clearly see t1 is less and t2 is more, right? Now apart from that, by dimensional analysis, I can eliminate these 2, because log of t1 plus t2, it must not be having any dimension. So I can eliminate this one also. This is having 1 by t dimension. So out of these 2, one must be right. And I can see t2 is greater, right? So t1 minus t2 is going to be negative. So average life can't be negative. So it has to be option C. The next one, scooter accelerates from rest for time t1 and decelerates for time t2 with the acceleration a2. So you need to find what is t1 by t2. Now if a1 equal to a2, now you can see, like by symmetry, or if you know how to plot the graph from the graph, you can see if a1 equal to a2, that is easy to guess also. If a1 equal to a2, like the time for accelerating must be equal to time for decelerating. So the answer must be 1:1. So if a1 equal to a2, then the answer must be equal to 1:1. So from there I can eliminate option A and T. So how I eliminated option A and T? By checking the condition, what happens when a1 equal to a2. But still I have 2 things, but I have to eliminate one. Now I am going to see one thing. Now if it is accelerating with some small acceleration, but it is decelerating with very large deceleration, what will happen? It will immediately stop once you press the brake, right? So T2 is going to be 0. So when A2 is very large, T2 is going to be 0. So T1 by T2 is going to be very large. So if A2 is very large, this is going to be very large, this is going to be 0. So but you know T1 by T2 has to be very large. So out of these 2, how I got this as the answer? By seeing what will happen when A2 is very large, infinite. Now the next one, incident ray, reflected ray and the outward normal are denoted by unit vectors. So the figure is like this: incident ray, reflected ray and the normal. So you need to choose the correct relation between these. Now that's going to be complicated for me, so I am checking like the extreme conditions when theta becomes 0. When theta becomes 0, what will happen? A will be in this direction, B will be in this direction. So B and C will be in the same direction and A will be in the opposite direction. So I can say when theta equal to 0, B bar and C bar will be equal and will be equal to minus A bar. All are unit vectors. So you can take like j cap and minus j cap, or yes, j cap and minus j cap. So when you substitute in the options, B bar is nothing but minus A bar plus 2C bar. 2C bar is 2 times of minus A bar. So this will be giving you minus A bar equal to minus A bar. Left hand side and right hand side will be equal. Here it won't be equal. won't be equal. So I can eliminate these two options by seeing what will happen when theta equal to 0. Now I'll be seeing the same thing when theta is 90. When theta is 90, what will happen? This A will be going like this, and that B also will be going the same way. So when theta is 90, A bar and B bar will be equal, but C bar will be in this direction. So A bar and B bar will be I cap and C bar will be J cap. I can visualize that way. When theta equal to 0, A bar and B bar I can visualize it as I cap, C bar I can visualize it as J cap. So out of, okay, we need to check only these two options. Out of these two options, which is going to be the right answer? Now when I substitute, I will be getting first option as like this, second option is like this. I can see RHS and LHS and RHS are not going to be equal here, but it is going to be equal here. So option C is going to be the right answer. How I eliminated 1 from 1 and 3 options? By looking what will happen when theta equal to 90. Right, so those are the questions I picked from February session. So the total count was 27. So but out of 27, that's from 6 papers. That is total 180 questions in 6 papers. But out of 180, 120 will be MCQs and 60 will be integers. But I didn't touch any integers obviously, because I am going dimensional analysis. I can't do much with integers. So out of 120 questions, how many questions I picked? I picked 27 questions. But I was not able to eliminate all the options in all the 27 questions. I could eliminate 3 options in 19 questions. Out of 27 questions, I can eliminate all the 3 options in 19 questions. The meaning is I got the correct answer in 19 questions out of 27. But I still could eliminate some of the options in remaining 8 questions also. But anyway, I am not going to bother about that. Total number of questions are 27. But how many I can make it exactly right? It is 19. So that is, it is like 4.5 questions per paper. 4.5 questions per paper. So I can solve 4.5 questions per paper using dimensional analysis, but I may not get all the questions because I can eliminate only 1 or 2 options in some of the questions. But it is 19 by 6, which is 3.17. The meaning is by dimensional analysis I can get 3 questions in 1 paper. I can eliminate all the 3 options from 3 questions and I can get those 3 correct just by dimensional analysis, or that checking the extreme cases. That is equivalent to 18 marks. This is equivalent to 12 marks. That is, in each paper, I mean on average for that February session, in each paper 18 marks I can attempt by dimensional analysis or checking the extreme cases, but I can't solve all of them. How many I can solve? I can solve for a marks of 12. That is 3 questions. 3 questions. Yeah, I think that's all about that February session, and I have March session also. But I'm not going to waste your time. I think it's been already too much. So this is also by dimensional analysis. I'll be quickly telling like what I'll be doing here. Dimensional analysis, I can eliminate 2 options. This I'll be checking with whatever we know regularly. What is regular vernier calipers and main scale division. So I'll be checking with those values 9 and 10. Now this one I'll be checking when k equal to 1, k tends to infinity and stuff. I can eliminate all the 3 options and I can get the answer. Now this one I'll be checking the extreme cases, like when coefficient of friction is 0, theta is 0, theta is 90. Yeah, I'm going to take risk there, something like that. And this one, moment of inertia about this axis you need to find. So moment of inertia of this particle alone is going to be m into 2l square. That is 2ml square. So answer has to be more than 2ml square. So you must not mark these 3 because these 3 are either equal to or less than, but you know it has to be more than. Anyway, that's not going to be a pure guesswork, so I'm just going to leave it. Now by dimensional analysis I can eliminate these 2. I can eliminate this one. Now out of these 3, one must be the answer. Yeah, the general trend is like 4 1 by 4, 4 1 by 4 is there, so you might be picking this one. As I know the answer, I may be saying like you can pick this one, but that need not be the case every time. This could also be the answer in some of the question. Now this one I can't do much. Like this one I can't do with dimensional analysis because t equal to 1. So we'll be substituting t equal to 1. So when you are substituting 1, it is going to be having dimension. So you must not say like how you are adding velocity and acceleration, because this acceleration might be including g into 1. Now the next question, you need to find the maximum compression. So by dimensional analysis you can eliminate all the 3 options and you can get this as the right answer. Now if someone wants a PDF, they can ask me over WhatsApp, but I don't think people will be watching, or okay, whatever it is. So you can go by this way or you can go your normal way. So this is the way I prefer. I think I have written most of the stuff in the page itself, so you can understand what is the method I am going to do it. So if 2 bubbles of radii A and B, if two subbubbles of radii A and B are combining, what will happen, like their interface, whichever, let me say this pressure is more, then what will happen, the interface will become curved like this. If this pressure is more, then the interface will become curved like this, right? What will happen if both pressures are same? Then the interface will become flat, that is radius of curvature of the interface is infinity. So when both bubbles are of same radius, then their interface must be having infinite curvature, right? So out of all these four options, when A equal to B, which is going to be infinity, this one. So I can eliminate all the three options and I can say this is the right answer. Now this one, there is nothing much, but if someone is having trouble over like remembering how velocity is dependent on z and n and radius, then I generally do it this way. I remember energy is minus 13.6 z square by n square. That formula I will be knowing, and I know energy will be of the form half mv square, velocity square. So this must be of the same form as velocity square. So velocity must be having dimensions of z by n, and I know mvr equal to nh by 2 pi. So v into r must be having dimensions as nh by 2 pi. So its dependency on z and n must be like the product must be depending only on n. So that is how can the product of z by n and something will depend on n. It's like when r is n square by z. So when I multiply these two, I can see it must be giving me n. Anyway, that's not a great thing there. So the other one also I can go with dimension analysis. I went with the traditional way, E, not very traditional, but still my traditional way. So there are three terms here: mass, energy, and speed. So I have put the dimensions there. Now what I need to get the dimensions of length. So, or I am going to eliminate, it is like the ratio of the wavelengths. So ratio of the wavelengths doesn't have any dimensions. So I need to do something with these three so that I must not get any dimensions. So mass is there only in these two. So what I can do, I can eliminate mass by dividing these two. So energy into 1 by m, so that mass dimensions will go, but still length and time dimensions are there. So what I can do, I can divide L square by T square, right? So T square by L square. So from here I can see this center term is having no dimensions. This is energy, this is 1 by mass, this is 1 by c square. So E by mc square must not be having any dimensions. That's obvious, right? Because you know E equal to mc square. I could have done that way, but I was not thinking that way earlier. But once I get the result, I can see like, yes, E equal to mc square I could have used. So from there, by direct dimension analysis, I can say I can eliminate these three options. This is going to be the right answer. Now when k1 equal to k2 equal to k, then the answer has to be k. So from there I can eliminate option D. Okay, I think by these two I can eliminate just by dimension analysis, right? So this is going to be 1 by k, this is going to be 1 by k. So I can eliminate these two by dimension analysis. Now out of these two, how I am eliminating? By checking what will happen on k1 equal to k2 equal to k. So k1 equal to k2 equal to k in the sense everything is of the same material. So final answer also must be having same material, k. So the next one, I think we have seen it already. So it's the same way. I will be checking what will happen when I2 is 0, I1 is 0, I2 is negative and stuff. So the next one, I was checking what will happen when alpha equal to beta equal to g. That is like when you drop, when you drop and when it hits and when it comes back. So like the time taken for downward jet is, what they are asking, total distance travel. This is half gt square. Plus coming up is also same distance, half gt square. Totally it has to be gt square by 4. So when I substitute in the options, it is going to be only option C. So when alpha equal to beta equal to g, I know the answer has to be gt square by 4. When I substitute this in the options, this is only giving me gt square by 4. But for this you must be having some information, like from kinematics you must be knowing something. Now for what value of displacement the kinetic energy of potential energy in a simple harmonic motion are equal. Now you must not mark any of these two, because you know at x equal to 0 it is only kinetic energy, at x equal to a it is only potential energy, right? So you must not mark these two. So one of these two must be the right answer. Generally, this I can't expect you to do, but half kx square, that is half k square by 4, which is energy by 4. This is energy by 2. So potential energy is half of total energy, potential energy is 1 by 4th. So they are asking, so if half of it is potential energy, remaining half will be kinetic. Anyway, that I can't expect you to do. Now in this case, if you read the question, you will understand. Okay, you can pause and you can read the question, because I will be saying I have to save your time, right? So if T1 equal to T2, then you are mixing two things of same temperature. So final temperature also has to be same. So if T1 equal to T2 equal to T, then final answer must be T. So when I look at that, I can eliminate option C and option D, because option C and option D won't be giving me answer T. Now out of these two, I am going to take risk. I am assuming like all the options are having F1, so I will be marking this one. Again, that's a risk. Now in this particular question, they are talking about elliptical orbit. So whenever they talk about elliptical orbit, you can do for circular orbit, because circle is nothing but ellipse, right? So aerial velocity is area covered by time taken. Area is pi r square, time taken is 2 pi r by v. So from there you will be getting L by 2m form. And in this question, I will be drawing the FBD like mg sin theta, mg cos theta normal, and this string. I didn't draw the friction, but so from here I can see like normal will be equal to mg cos theta, which is mg by 2. So maximum friction will be mu into n, which is 0.2 mg. So maximum friction is 0.2 mg. So this can't be the answer, this can't be the answer, because maximum friction is 0.2 mg. This is 3.5, this is 5. So this friction can't be this value. So out of these two, one must be the answer. Now 0 I can eliminate, because I can see when I look at the torque, this is trying to rotate this way, so friction must be coming into picture. So this one also I can eliminate, and I can see this value 1 by 5 is 0.2. So this could be the answer, so I will be going to mark it. Now the next one, there is nothing much I will be doing, but if you have learnt at least basics, you will be knowing like it won't be taking infinite amount of time to reach 25%. So this I can eliminate, and 25% and logarithm you can see in the options. That I am going to take risk, because I know like when you are solving questions, 25% when it is coming and logarithm is coming, you will be getting like 100 by 25 or 1 by 4. So you will be getting 2. And again, that's like it taking risk. Only when you know. Now this one, it's not like guessing. If you know gravitation, you can compare, like it will be of the form minus gmm by r. So if it is of the form minus gmm by r, then the velocity is turning out to be root of gm by r. So only first option will be going to be correct. Now this question, I checked what will happen when small m equal to 0. When small m equal to 0, nothing will be changing. You must be getting answer as omega. So but all options will be giving omega only. But what will happen if small m is tending to infinity, then suddenly it must stop. So from there I can eliminate option B and D, but I can't eliminate option 1 and 3. But at least when I can eliminate two options, then I'll try to guess. I'll try to mark any one of them. This is how I do it, and that's not a great thing. Like I don't suggest you to follow the same thing. You see if it feels okay, then you can do it, or else fine. So again, symmetrical with respect to T1 and T2. So all the options are symmetrical. There is nothing much you can do. Now none of the above is there, so I can't do much, because when none of the above is there, we can't do much. We can't eliminate and stuff, right? If we can eliminate all these three options, then it's okay. But if you can't eliminate, then it's no. So I checked with when T2 tends to infinity, when T2 tends to 0 and stuff. So from there I could eliminate two options only. So that's about March. And in July I checked the condition, like what will happen when T1 tends to infinity. So I could eliminate all the three options. So this one I checked with T1 equal to 0, T2 equal to 0, T1 equal to T2 equal to L1 equal to L2. Okay. And this question I checked with x1 equal to 0. When x1 equal to 0, velocity will be a omega, x2 equal to a, then the velocity has to be 0. So I checked those conditions and the other conditions also. From there I can't do much. I could eliminate only one option 1 and 3. I couldn't eliminate 2 and 4. So the next one, by dimension analysis, but I could eliminate these two, but I can't do much with these two, right? Whenever 0 is there or none of this is there, I can't do much there. I must be knowing some information from the theory part. But I am going to take risk and I will be marking this one. Now this is a direct question. So it's like time, velocity, angular momentum. These three dimensions are there. And this is the regular thing I will be following. What I need to find? I need to find dimensions of mass. Now I need to get mass dimensions. So the meaning is I have to eliminate length dimensions. How I can eliminate length dimensions? Now you can see length dimensions are only in this one and in this one. So what I will be doing? I will be dividing this one with LV square, or this one I am putting it here, this one I am putting it here. Now I need to eliminate L square. Now how I can eliminate L square? Only by squaring this, right? So I can eliminate by T square by L square. I am using it here. Now but what will happen, this L square will get cancelled, this 1t will get cancelled, so still 1t is remaining. I have to eliminate that t also. Now this one will come into rescue, so I will be using 1 by t. So that is, this is angular momentum, this is 1 by velocity square, this is 1 by time. So this is how I will be getting it, and you can get by the traditional way also, but I think this is the simplest example to show what I have been doing all this time. Now next one, I have checked what happens when n equal to 0, and I could eliminate two options. Next one, I think I used some information. What I know, it is like the energy has to be greater than HF, so only one option is greater than HF. Now the next one, actually the question is given wrong, it's not maximum, it's minimum, because what I did is, I did nothing, I just checked what will happen to Q and Q minus Q, and what is the force between them. Force between them will be 2 times of KQ square by D square, this is 1 by 4 times, this is 3 by 16 times, sorry, this is 3 by 16, right? Oh, that is not 3, that is 3 by 16. 3 by 16. Okay, I think I messed it up. But I think you can do that. Maybe I don't know whether you will be getting maximum or minimum. That must be giving you the correct answer. Maybe you can check it. I'm not sure. So the next one I did with T1 equal to 0, L equal to L1, and I think I can eliminate this one by dimension analysis itself. So the next one is incorrect options. Now this one, mu QR must be having same dimensions as J into B square. Now alpha square into B must be having same dimensions as S. Now S will be having same dimensions as energy by Kelvin. Now this one is just conversion thing, right? So it won't be having any dimensions. Now number of moles won't be having any dimensions. Now K, 3 by 2 kT, 1 by 2 kT. So kT will be having dimensions of energy. So K will be having dimensions of energy by Kelvin. So similarly, kT or RT, it will be having the same dimensions, right? So from there, what I need to do, I think I can get everything. So I wanted to eliminate beta square, so I'll be squaring, okay, I'll be dividing this with this square, or yes, I can square this and I can divide, and I can get beta will be dimensions of E by K, and alpha will be having no dimensions and stuff, right? I think, or else I can find beta dimensions from here and I can substitute it here, whatever it is. Now the next one, this is having magnitude root 3, so its projection in the sense it must be in this direction. So only one of these two must be correct, because this direction is this one, and its projection magnitude obviously has to be less. Its magnitude is root 3, but this magnitude is more than root 3, this magnitude is less than root 3. Now the next one, I got the answer by looking at the extreme conditions, like by taking, they have given this equation. I have checked like what will happen if B is 0. So basically I have done this for mean position, like by taking B equal to 0. When I take B equal to 0, x equal to a sin omega t, velocity will be this much. So at t equal to 0, x naught will be 0, v naught will be a omega. When I substitute it in the options, I could eliminate option 1 and okay. I checked this part. I can see like this is not going to match, so I can eliminate these two. So one of these two must be right answer. Thereafter I checked here. Tan inverse of something, I am getting 0 and pi by 2, so I know it has to be, so when it is 0, it is c cos omega t, but I must be getting what? I must be getting sin omega t, so it must be pi by 2. That's not a direct thing, but next one, by dimension analysis I can get the right answer. Next one, I checked when k equal to 1 what will happen, k tends to infinity what will happen. I could eliminate two options. Now the next one I have seen, like when R2 equal to 0, the meaning is no, one bubble is not there at all. So if one bubble is not there, then final radius of the first bubble will be same as its own radius. From there I can eliminate two options. Now the next one, by dimension analysis I can get the right answer. The next one I can't do much because I need to substitute values, all 1 and 2. The next one I checked, the cos inverse must be, the value inside this must lie between -1 to +1 and stuff. Next one I checked what will happen when k equal to 0. When k equal to 0, it is going to be simple capacitor. So capacitance has to be epsilon A by D. So from there I can eliminate 3 options. Next one, I checked what will happen when y1 equal to y2 equal to y. It's like single material, so final length modulus also has to be same. So I can eliminate 3 options from by that logic. Next one, I checked when A is 0. When A is 0, it is normal YDSC. So the difference in the fringe widths will be 0. So from there I can eliminate 2 options. Next one is direct dimension analysis. And yeah, sometimes you might not have to do all the things. If I can see B and D, then I can easily mark first one is going to be right. So what I did here, I first checked A is 3. A is 3. So A is 3 in the sense only one of these two must be right and these two will be wrong. Now A is 3, now B is different. So I am going to check B. I won't be checking D because all these are 1 only. So I'll be checking either B or either C. I checked B. So I got B is 2. So I can mark this is the right answer. Now next one, it's not a so good thing. It's like because I don't know whether it is plus V1 or minus V1 in the first place. So if these two voltages are same, then there won't be any charge, there won't be any field. So answer must be 0. So from there I can eliminate option A and B. So only C and D, one of C and D can be correct. And the next one, by dimension analysis, directly I can eliminate only one option. Now that is going to be root of gm by r cube, but mass is going to be 1. So when I substitute 1, it will be of the form g by r cube form. So I can't eliminate the remaining. So next one, by dimension analysis, directly you can remove these two. Again, this is the regular thing what I am doing. Power dimensions are this much, mass dimensions are this much, time dimensions are this much. I need to find position, that is I need to get the dimensions of length. Length is only here. So I'll be taking this, but I need to eliminate mass, so I'll be dividing with 1 by m. I need to eliminate time also, so I'll be multiplying with t cube. So this is power, this is 1 by mass, this is time cube. So this will be the dimensions of, then you will be getting root of, you will be getting L square here, so you need to take square root to get the length dimension, so you will be getting this as the right answer. So you can eliminate 2 options from there. The next one, you must not mark extreme position, so one of these must be the answer. So when you see what is the potential energy, it is E by 2, 3E by 4, E by 4. So I can't expect you to do unless you know something from the chapter. Now this one I checked what will happen when k equal to 1 and k tends to infinity. I can eliminate 2 options. So the next one, by directly dimension analysis, I can eliminate all the options and I can get the right answer. Right? Oh yeah, and sometimes I might have done mistake like that electrostatics question. You can check it back, and sometimes as I know the answer, I tend to, my mind will be telling me like obviously that is wrong. So you find the case where you can show that the other options are wrong. So you just try by yourself, then you need to see like whether it is working for you or not. If it is working for you, it's okay. If it's not working for you also, it's okay. So I'm assuming like I didn't take too much time for that. Thank you.